Today I'm gonna show you how to make the best kimchi fried rice. So stick around. Welcome back to No Recipes. I'm Mark Matsumoto and I'm here to show you how to elevate your everyday meals. So go nuts on that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Kimchi fried rice, or Kimchi Bokkeumbap, is a great quick meal to make when you don't have much in your fridge. All you need is some mature kimchi, some day-old rice, a few seasonings, and by topping it with a fried egg, you can turn it into a complete meal. Given how flavorful kimchi is, it's a little hard to mess this one up. But I'm gonna show you a few tricks to take this to the next level. So let's get started. As you might have guessed by the title of this recipe, kimchi is one of the main components of this dish. I like using ripe kimchi that's become sour through lacto fermentation. I love the tart flavor it has, and it's definitely got tons more flavor than fresh kimchi. I'll include a link to my kimchi recipe in the description below if you want to make it yourself, but a good store-bought one will work as well. Before we measure it out, we need to squeeze the juices out of the kimchi. You'll probably want to wear gloves for this. Squeezing the juices out lets you control the amount of liquid you add to the rice, so it doesn't end up mushy or under-seasoned. There's also a second, more important reason, but I'll get to that later. For the ingredients, we've got 370 grams of cooked short grain rice, 115 grams of kimchi, and a quarter US cup of kimchi juice. We also need 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of gochujang, 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, and some scallions. For the fried eggs, we'll use a teaspoon of vegetable oil and 2 fresh eggs. In case you haven't worked with gochujang before, it's a delicious fermented chili paste that strikes the perfect balance of savory, sweet, and spicy. It usually comes in tubs like this, but I've seen it sold in tubes as well. Bring me out. Let's start off by chopping up some scallions for our garnish. These are from my garden, so they're a bit tiny, but if you use bigger ones, just be sure to slice them thinly. Now we want to chop up the squeezed kimchi. Just line up the leaves so they're all flat and going the same direction, and then chop them into half-inch pieces. You don't want the kimchi too big or it won't mix well with the rice. The base for the sauce is kimchi juice, and I'm gonna add soy sauce and gochujang to that and stir it until everything is fully dissolved. This might take a bit of time, but you don't want any chunks of gochujang in the sauce or it won't mix evenly with the rice. Now we're gonna drizzle some sesame oil over the rice and use our hands to distribute the oil evenly so the grains of rice don't stick together. Most Asian countries like China and Thailand use long grain rice, which doesn't stick together, but in Korea as well as Japan, short grain rice is the predominant variety. Short grain rice has a higher ratio of amylopectin to amylose, which makes the grains of rice tend to stick together. By drizzling a bit of toasted sesame oil on it, it not only seasons the rice, it also prevents clumping, which makes it a lot easier to stir fry. Okay, that's it for the prep, so let's fry some rice. I've got a pan over medium-high heat, and I'm gonna add the vegetable oil and kimchi. Then we're gonna stir fry the kimchi until it starts to caramelize. This is the secret to making a delicious kimchi fried rice, and it's also the reason why we squeeze the juices out of the kimchi. If the kimchi is wet, it won't brown properly, so by separating the juices out to add back in later, we help the kimchi develop some wonderful flavors thanks to the Maillard reaction. The kimchi is starting to brown and it's smelling amazing, so I'm gonna go ahead and add the rice. Now we want to stir fry and toss this together until the rice is heated through and it's just starting to brown. You can see how it's not clumping together thanks to the sesame oil. Now we're gonna add the sauce and continue stir frying and tossing until all the liquid has been evaporated and the rice is nice and fluffy. Personally, I like to stop stirring and tossing periodically to let the rice develop a bit of a crust on the bottom, which gives it a wonderfully toasty wok fried aroma. Just to review, when you toss food in a pan, you want to give it a quick shake to loosen the food from the pan, and then thrust it forward, giving it a quick flip with your wrist, which converts that forward momentum into a circular momentum, which flips the rice on top of itself. Kimchi has varying levels of salinity, so I've gone light on the soy sauce, but you may find you need to add a bit more seasoning at this point. Okay, the rice is looking good, so let's go ahead and fry the eggs. I've got a frying pan that's been heated over medium-low heat while I fried the rice, and I'm gonna drizzle some oil into it and wipe out the excess with a paper towel. Then I'm gonna carefully break the eggs into the pan. The higher up you drop them from, the wider they're gonna spread. So try and drop the eggs as close to the surface of the pan as you can without burning yourself. Now I'm just gonna turn the heat down to low and let the eggs cook until the white is fully cooked, but the yolk is still runny. If you want to cook them more fully, check out the link in the description below for my post on making perfect sunny side up eggs. Okay, let's get this plated up. The residual heat in the pan should have kept your rice warm, but if it's cooled off, you can heat it up quickly before plating it. Just look at how vibrant that color is thanks to the kimchi juice and gochujang. Okay, let's sprinkle on some scallions. And top that with an egg. Oh, looks pretty amazing. Kimchi fried rice is such a quick, comforting meal. It's like the Korean version of mac and cheese. If you feel like adding a little more protein, some pork, chicken, or crumbled tofu make great additions to bulk up the rice. And if you're not doing rice, you can still make this with quinoa or cauliflower rice. The best part is when you scoop into the egg and the rich yolk oozes all over that spicy rice. Kimchi Bokkeumbap has one of the best taste to effort ratios of any dish, and it's perfect for the cooler months of the year. So I hope you'll give it a try. If you enjoyed watching this video, I'd really appreciate your support by giving this a thumbs up and by sharing a link to it with your friends that love kimchi. Also, if you've been enjoying the content on this channel, I hope you'll consider becoming a patron on Patreon, which not only helps make these videos possible, it also gives you access to some special perks. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for watching to the end, and I'll catch you in the next one. Check us out on Instagram at No Recipes. Welcome back to No Recipes. I'm Mark Matsumoto, and I'm here to show you how to elevate your everyday meals. So go nuts on that